Making the Invisible Visible, Black Women 365 Days of the Year. Each day will spotlight a remarkable woman whose story has shaped Black, British or global diasporic history. Women whose achievements are too often overlooked. Through these daily short films, we create a living, breathing archive of leadership, creativity, resistance and legacy. Let's begin.
Hi, I'm Michelle Gayle. I'm the CEO and founder of a charity organisation called the World Reimagined. We're an art education charity, but like you have intimated, that's just the beginning of it. It's a passion project for me and for the board members because we really believe in the power of art to change hearts and minds and educate people. And this particular project is about teaching people about our connected history through transatlantic slavery and what still remains from that. Our first project concentrated on that act itself and the full repercussions of it through a journey of discovery. We started with Africa before slavery. We went into the trade and then we went through to the complex triangle it created between Africa, the Americas, and Europe. But towards the end, we went into Still We Rise. So we celebrated people who've done well from those regions despite oppression. We spoke about expanding soul so people could understand the richness of British culture because of this connection. And our last globe always spoke to how do you reimagine the world going forward? And I suppose that sums up how I drive the World Reimagined. I'm a very positive, forward-thinking person. And so, yes, we want you to know about this history, but always when I'm driving it with my energy, I'm thinking about how do we make our connection better? How do we make it a more positive connection? How do we progress with this relationship? And that's very much what our second project, the Triangle of Unity, is about. It's about joining people in activities across the Atlantic Triangle in meaningful exchange, whether that be in culture, innovation, trade, education, and that's my passion. But actually, what I'm doing is I'm very much driving the world that I would wish to see. I would say what shifted me and what's led me to this moment is actually my mum and dad, who both worked in community organizations. So when I was growing up, my mum ran a organization called Black Insight. She taught young mothers how to do shorthand so they could get office jobs. She took children on cultural trips. And my dad ran a youth center where he really helped young boys find their way through sport and music. I grew up with loads of people knowing my mum and dad. And still now, if I walk around in Brent, grown people will stop me and say, I want to thank your mum or dad for what they've done for me. I really do understand through them the power of helping people. And so within the World Reimagined, I've always made sure the team and the board understand the power of allowing people to have a platform and a voice. I think people don't understand how much I prep. I'm an extreme prepper. I do a lot of research, and because I act as well, and even when I act, I write out full biographies for characters. And much like the work that I do now with charity work, because the intention is usually so good and understandable, I think people can always get carried away with the intention to help people. But what I do is I really, really ground it in structure. That's the thing that actually has made the World Reimagined a success and probably me a success. Because I wouldn't say I'm necessarily the best singer because I've had a singing career, an acting career. I've written books and people go, oh, how have you done that? And I can honestly tell you I've only done it from prepping. It's only been from applying a lot of research and prep and technical know-how into things, just trying to take on as much information as possible and then produce it. It's not because I woke up naturally going, oh, I woke up like this, I'm really good. No, it's 90% of it has been from doing the boring stuff. I try to acknowledge the small wins with the team. So I make sure that I thank them, congratulate them for any win that we have, because it is a collective win. But when the going gets tough, I know my job is to not panic and to be calm. And so I make sure I align myself so that I'm grounded. Because sometimes you get a decision and you're upset. And then you have to break it to the team. But I try to take that emotion out by making sure I go for a walk, listen to music, get into nature. I'm very lucky to have a park near me, so I go for a big walk and come back and just settle my nervous system.
Thank you for joining us for today's story. Making the Invisible Visible is our commitment to ensuring that Black women's histories and contributions are recognised, valued and kept in daily circulation. Across 2026, we will continue to share these powerful narratives, 365 days of impact, brilliance and inspiration. Stay connected, join the conversation and help us champion the women whose journeys continue to shape our world. I'm Paulette Brooks and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next story.